Keep it cards there.
Okay, the first thing it says to do is copy and paste an image of the data from this website. So not the data, but I want a screenshot of the website. So I'm going to go to that website. Okay, so the first step is I want you to make a screenshot of this web page. And the reason for doing that is you want a future reference so you know where you got this data. I want to get the URL address and a little bit of what the web page looks like. Just so when I go back to it a year from now or 3 years from now, I can tell where I got this data. So I've got okay, so that's step one. I want to just put a picture of this website onto an Excel sheet so I keep it. Now notice at the bottom, there's a little plus sign here. That's for adding more sheets. So I want to add a second sheet now.
We add
and go back to my data. Now I want to copy this data and put it into my Excel spreadsheet.
Should.
So I can just highlight all this stuff, copy it.
But I just slid the action.
And I'm going to paste it into my spreadsheet. Okay, so now I've got the data that they gave me. It was nice of them to post the data online. So we copied their data, put it in our Excel sheet. But it's not formatted very well. Let me just move this around so you can see. So the next step, I just want to clean this stuff up a little bit because when I pasted it in, some things got moved around. So I want to make sure that everything lined up where it should be. So I need to do a little bit of cleanup. First thing I want to do is make these columns a different width. So the easiest way to do that is I'm going to select these 5 columns or 6 columns.
What's that on?
And I'm just going to drag over a little bit just to give it a little more space. So that's cleaned it up some. Now, the next thing I want to do is I don't like these borders that they put in and all the formatting. All I want is data here. So I want to get rid of all the formatting. I'm going to go and show my commands. Notice over on the right-hand side here, there's a little eraser.
Yes.
If you click on that, you can go clear formats. And so what that's done is that's cleared all the borders and all the different formatting in here. And now I just have clean data. But there's some more problems. See, 2015 is over here in the wrong place. And 2019 should be over this data. So I need to do a little bit more cleanup. I'm just going to select these guys, drag them over where they should be. Select 2015, drag that over. Okay, now I've got a clean data set. Everything's in the right place. Everything's lined up. But the data in this format, this is called wide format because it's spread out over the width. That sort of format is not good for making a line graph. So I need to change the formatting around. I want to put it into a tall format or a long format so that all of the data is stacked on top of each other. Before I do that though, I want to change these date designations because I don't want to have January repeated 5 times. I want to start with January 2015, go through the 12 months, then January 2016. So I'm going to change these labels. And I'm just going to right click and clear contents. So I get rid of all that. I don't like the way that imported. What I'm going to do is type January 1. 2015. So the reason I type January 1 is if I just type January 15, it's going to assume that it's the 15th of January and it's not going to work out for me. So I type January 1st, 2015 for that first label. Now I want to just drag it down. I don't want to type all these labels. But if I start from here and start dragging down, the next one's going to be January 2nd, then January 3rd. And that's not what I want. I want February 2nd to be the next one. So I need to type in the next date, February 1, 2015. Now if I highlight both of those guys, I can drag down and it's going to update my dates with the first of the month for every month. And I need to go down to the end of 2019. Okay, so now I have a column with all my January 1 dates through 2019. Now I just want to take this data and I want to drag it over and stack it under the other data so I have a nice tall column. And I'm just going to do that manually. So I'm going to copy. All right, so now the next instruction down here, I want to create a line chart. So to make a line chart, and it's pretty easy with Excel, I just need to select the dates and this first column with the data in it. And I see I put that first date in the wrong place. So I need to right click, insert a cell and shift them down. So I moved all that column down just by inserting one cell. Okay, so I'm going to select all this data and then I'm going to insert a chart. It's all selected, insert, and I want a line chart. So now I've got a chart of all the Toyota sales data from January 2015 through January 2019. And then I've got some extra space here. Now I want to do one more thing. I want to create a forecast out of this data for all of 2019. So over on the left here where it says add chart elements, I want to put in a trend line, and I'm just going to make it linear. So by inserting a trend line, see this dashed line here? It's given me a line out through the end of 2019 with a forecast. And there's a few types of trend lines. I could do a moving average. So with a moving average, it's following the basic contour of the data, but it's smoothing it by looking at two periods and giving a smoothing to it. I've got a chart here. It's called chart title, so that's no good. I want to change it to something else. So I'll click on that and I'll just call it Toyota sales data. So that's cleaned up a bit, but it's really hard to see, isn't it? So I want to change these lines that I put in, make them more visible. So I'm going to right click on one of those lines and format trend line. And I want to change the color to red. And I want to make it bigger. So now I've got I changed the font to red. I'd made it bigger so it's a little more visible. Maybe I think this chart's kind of boring, so I'm going to click on it.
Did you make a line chart? Does it line up?
This one's a moving average. This one's a trend line. If I want to change that one, I can make that a different color. So I can do all sorts of things with making my chart look nicer. What if I want a different background? Can I do that? Yeah, I can do all sorts of things with it. So those are the steps for this assignment. You have to find the data online, paste it into your spreadsheet, fix it up a little bit to move things around if they're in the wrong place. And then you have to stack all the data on top of each other so it's all in one column. Once it's in a column, you can select it and make a line chart out of it.